hair wants cutting.
You should learn not to make personal remarks. It's very rude.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
Come, we shall have fun now. I'm glad you've begun asking riddles. I believe I can guess that.
Do you mean that you think you can find out the answer to it?
Yes,
Then you should say what you mean.
I do. At least I mean what I say. They're the same thing, you know.
Not the same thing at all. Why, you might as well say I see what I eat is the same thing as I eat what I see.
You might just as well say that I like what I get. It's the same as I get what I like.
You might just as well say I breathe when I sleep. It's the same thing as I sleep when I breathe.
It is the same thing with you. What day of the month is it?
The 4th.
2 days wrong. I told you butter wouldn't suit the works.
It was the best butter.
Yes, but sometimes you must have gutted it inside. You should have put it in with a bread knife.
It was the best butter.
What a funny watch. It tells you what day of the month it is, but not what time it is.
Why should it? Does your watch tell you which year it is?
No, but that's because it stays the same for a long time.
Which is the same thing with you.
I don't quite understand.
The dormouse is asleep again.
Of course, just what I was going to remark myself.
Have you guessed the riddle yet?
No, what is it?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Nor I.
Well, I don't think you should waste your time asking silly riddles I have no answers to.
If you knew time as well as I do, you wouldn't talk about wasting it. It's him.
I've beaten time with music, but I don't think that I've ever talked to it.
That counts for it. He won't stand eating. Now, if you kept on good terms with him, you could do almost anything you liked with the clock. Suppose it was 9 o'clock in the morning, just in time to begin your lessons. You'd only have to whisper a hint to time, and round goes the clock in a twinkling. Bong! 1:30, time for dinner.
I only wish it was.
That would be grand, certainly, but you wouldn't be hungry for it, you know?
Not at first, perhaps, but you can keep it 1:30 as long as you like.
Is that the way you manage?
Not I. You called last March, just before he went mad. You know, it was at the great concert given by the Queen of Hearts, and I had to sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Bat, How I Wonder Where You're At. You know that song, perhaps?
I've heard something like it.
It goes on, you know, this is it. Twinkle, twinkle, little bat. La 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 la. Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder where you're at. Up above the world you fly, like a tea tray in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle,
Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.
well, I hardly finished the first verse before the queen bawled out, "He's burning the time! Off with his head!"
How dreadfully savage.
Ever since then, he won't do a thing I ask. It's always 6 o'clock now.
Is that why there's only tea things out?
Yes, that's it. It's always tea time, and we've not had time to watch things between whiles.
So you just keep moving.
Exactly, as things get used up.
Well, suppose we change the subject. I'm getting tired of this one. I hope the young lady tells a story.
I'm afraid I don't know one.
Then the dormouse shall.
Wake up, dumbass!
I wasn't asleep. I heard it everywhere. Phones were set.
Tell us the story.
And be quick about it, or you'll be asleep again before it's done.
Once upon a time, there were 3 little sisters, and their names were Elsie, Lacey, and Tilly. And they lived in the bottom of a well.
Why do they live in the bottom of the well?
Have some more tea.
I haven't had any yet, so I can't take more.
You mean you can't take less? It's easy to take more than nothing.
Nobody asked for your opinion.
Who's making personal remarks now?
Why do they live in the bottom of the well?
It was a treacle well.
There's no such thing.
If you can't be silly, you better finish the story for yourself.
Alright, I guess there is one somewhere.
One indeed, and so these three little sisters, they relearned to draw, you know?
What did they draw from?
Treacle.
How much do you cut? Let's all move down. Move down!
Why did they live along the well?
It was a treacle well.
What did they draw?
You could draw water out of water. So I should think you could draw treacle out of treacle well. Stupid.
They drew all manner of things. They drew everything that begins with an M.
Why an M?
Why not?
That begins with M, such as mousetrap and the moon and memory and muchness. You know, you say things are much of a muchness. Did you ever see a drawing of muchness?
Now that you ask me, I don't think that I...
Then you shouldn't talk.
Oh, that's it. I'm leaving. This is the stupidest tea party I've ever been to in all my life. Ever. Alice! Alice! Where is Alice? Oh, there you are. You promised to tell me your history. You know why you hate cats and dogs? Mine's a long, sad tale. It's a long tale, but why do you call it sad? You were not listening. What are you thinking of? I beg your pardon? Oh, Anon, let me undo it. I shall do nothing of the kind. You insult me by talking such nonsense. Well, you're so easily offended, you know. Ugh. Oh. Mr. Mouse, please come back. Yes, please do. What a pity she wouldn't stay. Oh, my dear, that gives me a lesson to hold your temper. Hold your tongue. I wish Dinah was here. She goes fetch Miss Mouse back. And who is Dinah? She's our cat. Cats? Come on, dears. It really is our bedtime. I wish I hadn't mentioned Dinah. Nobody seems to like her stop. Do you know the difference?
No. Well, stop arguing and get to work.
Would you please tell me why you're painting those roses?
I beg your pardon. Did you say something?
Yes, I said, would you please tell me why you're painting those roses?
By the fact you see, miss, I took in a red rose bush, and we put a white one in by mistake.
We found some red paint.
And we started to make red roses out of white ones.
We better hurry before the queen gets here. If she was to find out, we'll have all our heads cut off, you know.
So you see, miss, we're doing our best before she comes to. She's here! She's here! The queen's procession! The queen! The queen!
What are you doing on the ground? That's silly. Who's afraid of procession? What's the point of procession if the figures on the faces so they can see it?
What's your name, child?
My name's Alice. I shouldn't be afraid. You're just a pack of cards after all. How should I know? Your still this is mine.
Off with her head! Off!
Nonsense.
Consider, my dear, she's only a child. Turn him over. What? Get up!
Oh, stop that. You make me sick. What are you doing here?
May you please, Your Majesty? We were trying to. Yes, Your Majesty.
You ordered the tree of red roses.
And somehow we got mixed
The
up.
tree of white roses.
Your Majesty, we were trying to.
Yes, Your Majesty, we were going to.
You are going to fool me! I see. Off with their heads!
You can't head them.
On their heads off.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Come on, then.
It's a very fine day, especially for playing croquet.
Yes, very. Where's the Dutchess?
Hush, hush, hush. She's under sentence of execution. Don't remind the queen.
Execution? What for?
Did you say what a pity?
No, I said what for. I do not think it's pretty after what she did.
She boxed the queen's ears. Oh, hush, the queen will hear you. You see, the Duchess came rather late, and the queen said,
Get your blazer!
haven't you played together somewhere before?
No, I don't think that. I don't.
We're all day out
No, I don't remember any.
on the bridge. You're running late.
Off with their heads!
It's a Cheshire cat. Finally, I'll have someone to speak to.
How are you getting on?
Not at all. They quarrel so dreadfully they can't hear themselves speak. And I don't think they have any rules in this word.
How do you like the queen?
Not at all. She's so extremely likes me to win. That's hardly worthwhile finishing the game.
Who are you talking to?
The Cheshire cat. Allow me to introduce you.
I don't like the look of it at all. However, it may despite him.
I'd rather not.
Don't be impertinent. Don't look at me like that.
A cat may look at a king. I've read it in a book somewhere, but I don't remember where.
Well, it must be removed. My dear, I wish you would have this cat removed.
Off with its head!
I'll fetch the executioner
Oh, Mr. Smarty King. How about that?
You must cut off. Never had your head off unless you're trying to. I'm not going to do it now. I'm not going to try and make anything just like you're yourself. Anything that has a head can be beheaded. Come now, it's a favor to me. Do it.
Off with its head! Unless it's done in no time, I'll let everybody execute it! Off with its head! Who's got this?
It belongs to Dutchess. You better ask her about it.
She's in prison. Fetch her here!
You can't think of how glad I am to see you again, dear old thing. Now you're thinking of something, my dear, and that's what makes you forget to talk. I can't tell just now what the moral of that is, but I shall remember in a bit.
Perhaps there isn't one.
Toot toot, child, everything has a moral. If only you can find it.
Wow, you're really fond of finding morals and things.
I dare say you wonder why I don't wrap my arms around your waist. The reason for that is I don't know your tail or your flamingo. Shall I try the experiment?
He may bite.
Very true. Flamingo and mustard both bite. And the moral of that is birds and a feather must flock together.
Only mustard isn't a bird.
Oh, right as usual. What's a clear way to have on working days?
It's a mineral, I think.
Of course it is. A very large mustard mine near here. Oh, and the moral of that is the more there is of mine, the less there is of yours.
I remember now. It's a vegetable.
And the moral of that is be what you would seem to be. Or, if you like me to put it more simply, never imagine yourself to be otherwise than what it might appear to others that what you were or might have been was not otherwise than what it would appear to them to be to them.
I don't quite follow you as to say it, but if I wrote it down, then perhaps I'll understand it.
That is nothing to what I can ask you. If I chose.
Oh, please don't trouble yourself to say it any longer.
Oh, don't talk about trouble, my dear. I've made you a present with everything I've said as of yet.
A cheap sort of present. I'm glad I don't get birthday presents like that.
Thinking again.
I've got the right thing.
Just about as much right as a pig has to fly. And the moral of that is, oh, a fine day, Your Majesty.
Now I give you fair warning. Either you or your head must be off. And that in about half of no time at all. Take it, George. Let's go on with the game. Have you seen the mock turtle yet?
No, I don't know what that is.
The thing mock turtle soup is made from?
No, I've never seen or heard of it.
Come on then. She shall tell you her history. You are all part of it.
What is one?
Why, she is. It's all her fancy that. They never execute nobody. Come on.
Everyone says come on around here. I've never been so ordered in all my life. That's her sorrow?
It's all her fancy that. She hasn't got your soul. Come on. This here young lady wants to tell you your history, she do.
I'll tell it to her. Sit down first. Don't speak words till I finish.
I don't see how she can finish if she doesn't start.
Once, I was real turtle. When we were very little, we went to school in the sea. The master was an old turtle. We used to call him Tortoise. We called him Tortoise because he taught us. Really, we all were very cool.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself for asking such a simple question. Drive on with her and don't be all day about it.
I went to school in Sealand. You made me.
I never said I didn't.
You did.
What'd you tell him?
We had the best of educations. In fact, went to school every day.
I've been to state school too before too. You don't need to be so proud of it.
With extras.
Yes, we learn French and music.
And washing.
Oh, certainly not.
Oh, I think yours isn't a very good school. Now at ours, we have French, music, and washing. All extras.
You couldn't want to washing much, living at the bottom of the sea.
I couldn't afford to learn, so I took a regular course.
Well, what was that?
Reading and writing, of course, to begin with the different branches of arithmetic, ambition, distraction, uglification, and division.
Uglification?
You've never heard of uglification? Well, then you know what beautifiers, I suppose?
Yes, to make anything prettier.
Well, then if you don't know what to uglify is, then you are a simpleton.
Well, since in this school, ambition, geography, then drawing. The drawing master is an old conqueror who used to come once a week to finish drawing, stretching, and even fainting in coils.
What was that like?
Well, I can't show it to you myself. I'm too stiff and the never learned it.
Had in time. I went to the old classical master though. He was an old crab, he was.
I never went with him. He taught Latin on the group days, so.
So he did. So he did.
How many hours of lesson did you have?
10 hours the first day, 9 the next, 8 the next, and so on.
What a curious plan.
Nothing curious about it. That's why they're called lessons, because they lessen from day to day.
The 11th day must have been a holiday.
Of course it was!
Well, how did you manage the 12th day?
That's enough about lessons. Come, tell us some of your adventures.
Well, I guess I can start from this morning, but I can't start from yesterday because I'm a different person.
Explain all that.
She can't explain it.
Well, don't explain as you go.
Alright, I'll just start. So, this morning, I was sitting with my sister, who's reading a dreadful book with no pictures or conversations. And while I was sitting there, I saw a white rabbit. He looked at me, stopped, looked at his watch, and hurried off. It was the most curious thing I ever saw in my life. And then I came across a caterpillar, who asked me to recite. I tried, but it all came out differently.
It all came out different? I should like to recite something now. Tell me to begin.
Stand up and sing. Tis the voice of a sluggard.
Oh, how you order me about! It's like I'm at school! 'Tis the voice of a lobster, I hear him declare, you bake me too brown, I'm the strip of my hair. Trim my belt and my buckles, and turns on my toes, as he with his nose, and I will turn out my toes. When the sands are all dry,
I should like to have it explained.
She can't explain it. What's the use of repeating all that stuff anyway?
If she doesn't explain as she goes.
That is the most confusing thing I have ever heard. Would you like to hear the turtle sing a song?
yes, if she would be so kind.
Huh. No accounting for taste. Well, sing her turtle soup, will you?
Your Honor, I really didn't do anything. You see, I was just on my way through the kitchen when...
Not him. I just told him he couldn't say anything. You see, he's the prisoner.
I beg your pardon, Your Majesty, for bringing this in, but I hadn't quite finished my tea when I was sent for.
You ought to have finished. When did you begin?
The 14th of March, I think it was.
The 15th, 16th.
Write that down.
Your Majesty, I can tell you all about it. See,
Quiet, please. Take off your hat.
It isn't mine.
Stolen. Write that down.
I keep them as a set. I run my own highway. Hat.
Give your evidence and don't be nervous, or I'll have you executed on the spot.
I'm a poor man, Your Majesty, and I had to just get in the tea, not to bother you so. And with the bread and butter getting so thin and the twinkling of the tea,
The twinkling of what?
it got with the tea.
Of course twinkling begins with a T. Do you take me for a dunce? Go on.
I'm a poor man, and most things twinkle like that. Only my hair said,
I didn't.
you did.
I deny it.
Ooh, he denies it. Leave out that part.
Well, at any rate, the dormouse said
But what did the doormouse say?
that I can't remember.
You must remember, or I'll have you executed.
I'm a poor man, Your Majesty.
You're a very poor speaker.
I've never seen that done before. I often read in papers that there's summertime applause, which was immediately suppressed by court, but I never knew what it meant till now.
If that's all you know about it, you may stand down.
I can't go any lower. I'm on the floor as it is.
Then you may sit down.
I'd rather finish my tea.
You may go.
And take all this head outside.
Call the next witness. Next witness!
Me? I'll speak for myself, Your Majesty. I'd like to send some law books. I want to read them to you so you understand my defense.
Who's he? I think he's...
I'm the defendant, Your Majesty, referred to as the prisoner. Considered to some to be the one guilty of this crime, if there is a crime, which I very much doubt.
Quiet! Next witness! Next witness! Give your evidence.
Evidence, Your Majesty.
Yes, evidence. Who are you?
I don't know, sir.
You're the cook.
So that's who I am.
Yes, that's who. Do you know anything about tart?
Tart?
Tart!
Well, let's say we cooked some, all on a summer's day.
But I thought the queen of tarts.
The queen of hearts.
She makes some tarts.
She makes some hearts.
Don't believe everything you hear. She can't cook. You see, I do that for her, and then she takes all of the credit.
Your Majesty must cross-examine the witness. Well, if I must, I must. What are the tarts made of?
Pepper. Treacle.
Bless you.
What do you know of this business?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing whatever?
Nothing whatever.
That's very important. Write that down.
Twinkle, twinkle, little.
Off with its head! Collar that dormouse! Behead that dormouse! Get that dormouse out of court! Off with its whiskers!
Call the next witness.
As I said, Your Majesty, I'm ready to plead my case.
Never mind.
As I said, Your Majesty, I was just walking through the kitchen when I saw this tray of...
Really, my dear, you must cross-examine the next witness. It makes my forehead ache.
I'm ready to plead my case, Your Majesty. I was just on my way when...
Alice,
gone.
Consider the verdict.
There is more evidence to come yet.
For me? How do you know? Oh, well, thank you very much. Oops,
Please, Your Majesty, this paper has just been picked up.
What's in it?
I haven't opened it yet, but it seems to be a letter written by the prisoner to somebody.
I didn't. It just came. You see, I couldn't.
Well, it must have been that, unless it was written by nobody, which isn't usual, you know.
Your Majesty, it was just handed to me. I know nothing about what's inside.
It isn't directed, Your Majesty. In fact, there is nothing written on the outside. It isn't a letter after all. It's a set of verses.
Your Majesty, I didn't write that, and they can't prove that I did. There's no name signed at the end.
If you didn't sign it, that just makes the matter worse.
You must have been some mischief, or else you would have signed your name like an honest woman.
You see, Your Majesty, I couldn't sign it. You see,
Read the poems.
Where shall I begin, Your Majesty?
you see, Your Majesty.
Begin at the beginning, and then go on until you come to the end. Then stop.
Okay, what do we have here? They told me you had been to her and mentioned me to him. She gave me a good character, but said I could not swim. He sent them word I had not gone. We know it to be true. If she should push the matter on, what would become of you? I gave her one, they gave her two. You gave us 3 or more. They all returned from him to you, though they were mine before. If I or she should chance to be involved in this affair, he trusts you to set them free, exactly as we were. My notion was that you had been, before she had this fit, an obstacle that came between him, ourselves, and it.
That's the most important piece of evidence we've heard yet. So now the jury.
How can the jury make a decision when I haven't even had the chance to plead my case?
Your Majesty, you should read this over.
You know, there's no meaning in it. Let's say the end of trouble, you know, as we didn't try to find any. And yet, I don't know. I seem to see some meaning in it after all. Said I couldn't swim. You can't swim, can you?
Do I look like it?
All right, so far. We know it to be true. That's the jury, of course. If she should push the matter on, why that must be the queen. What would become of you? What indeed? I gave her one, they gave him 2. That must have been what he did with the tarts, you know.
Your Majesty, I think I can explain this all. You see, I was just on my way through the kitchen when the cook